1. 5, Earlsbrig, Phil Tuck. 6, Forgive and Forget, Mark Dwyer. 7, Observe, Jimmy Duggan. 9, Right Hand Man, Robert Earnshaw. 10, Run and Skip, Steve Smith-Eccles. 11, Von Trapp, Richard Dunwoody. 12, Wayward Lad, written by Graham Bradley. And 14, Dawn Run herself, Jonjo O'Neill.
Run still 2-1. Forgive and Forget 7-2. Combs Ditch 9-2. Run and Skip has come back to 8-1. Wayward Lad is on 9 still. Cybrandian and Earlsbrig are 20-1. Right Hand Man and Von Trapp 25-1. Observe 33-1. And Castle Andrea still that lonely 500-1.
Forgive and Forget, but just an interesting bit of news. I've heard that Dawn Run was adjudged to be the best turned out in the parade, and John Clark, who looks after her, will receive the sponsor's prize. But Forgive and Forget, there in those familiar colours, the reigning champion, just going out between the sea of horses here. And Jimmy Fitzgerald, very, very confident. 7-2 at the moment. Mark Dwyer in the saddle, and no better man than Mark, a former decent or very good apprentice on the flat, and taken to jumps extremely well. Parade has started, and Castle Andrea just going out of the picture, then Combs Ditch, then comes Cybrandian. Just look at that wall of people, and they're miles behind the stands. Whether they'll ever see the race, I don't know. Then we have Earlsbrig, then the spots of Forgive and Forget, the reigning champion. Observe from Fred Winter's yard. Well, he had a winner on the first day, shows he's coming back to form. Right Hand Man after him, would like it a bit softer. Then Run and Skip, tiny little horse, Von Trapp, Wayward Lad and Dawn Run. But at the head of affairs, going out onto the course, and I would think this will be the only time that Castle Andrea leads this sort of field, because quite honestly at 500-1, and its form there, look, Puss, P is pulled up, U, Unseated Rider slipped up. George Murray in the saddle, nice big sort, but not in this class. Combs Ditch, well, with those distinctive blinkers, trained by David Ellsworth. His latest price 9-2, and Colin Brown in the saddle. He always wears those blinkers, comes late on the scene. Cybrandian should be next. There he is, and a confirmed front runner, very bold jumping horse, can make the odd mistake. 20-1, Alan Brown in the saddle, Peter East to be the trainer. Earlsbrig from Scotland, owned and trained by Billy Hamilton, ridden by Phil Tuck. 20-1 at the moment, third in the race last year, and a lovely stocky little horse, this one. I love him. Don't put him out of it, but he'd like it softer. And the crowd on the lawns, because there's no room in the grandstands. I can tell you, you wouldn't get anyone up there, not in comfort anyway. So after Earlsbrig, it's Forgive and Forget, very relaxed. Mark Dwyer, 21 winners this season, and Jimmy Fitzgerald, his trainer, with 23 winners. 7-2, last year's winner, to take the title again. They're not so big, Observe, but a very big heart. Now, he's run quite well this season in a couple of runs. I wouldn't write him off, even though he was unplaced last time. Fred's horses weren't right then. Jimmy Duggan has the mount. Right Hand Man, who was second in the race last year, one of two runners for Mrs. Dickinson, ridden by Robert Earnshaw. And there he is. He definitely liked it softer. And in fact, they were considering not running him, but decided to let the horse take his chance. Then Run and Skip. Tiny little horse behind him. He's an 8-1 shot, and Run and Skip is small, but he is game. Last time out, when he was third to Borough Hill Lad, he did the splits and then got up, and so you can ignore that. Steve Smith-Eccles, man who's leading the Ritz Club Trophy, he's in the saddle here. Huge crowds here for the third day running. As I say, looking across, that is the cheaper enclosure in the middle, but from where our camera is, the stands are packed. Von Trapp, whose lad you can see in a light yellow jacket, white trouser, the colours of the owner, 25-1 shot. Richard Dunwoody pulled up last time, and that was over hurdles, but you can ignore that. The horse was desperately in need of the race, and the ground was bad. After him, Wayward Lad, Mrs. Dickinson's second runner, and really coming back to form at the age of 11. Graham Bradley, 9-1 shot. And then, last but not least, the mare herself, Dawn Run, and Jonjo O'Neill, just taking the sheet off there. As Tony Mullins has just told you, she's nearly 17 hands. That's very big. 2-1 favourite. And Paddy Mullins, the trainer. In the background there with the claret jacket and the hoop sleeves, a very handsome horse, but he's come here numerous times and disappointed. He's an 8-to-1 shot, but this season he's better than ever, and the big thing in his favour is the fact that he likes decent ground. He may last his 3¼ miles on this good ground, and Graham Bradley, his jockey, is one of our very best. Given the chances, he'll be a champion jockey one day. But as you know, without a big stable to back you and a good second string, you can't get there. Of course, Graham shares the job at the Dickinsons with Robert Earnshaw. On the far side of him is Steve Smith-Eccles. He was riding Run and Skip.
Appeals from the riders who can't get in.
Come on.
And they're away. 22 fences to be jumped this time. Run and Skip is the first to show from Dawn Run. Run and Skip from Dawn Run and Observe as they come to the first. Run and Skip and Dawn Run. Then Observe and Cybrandian. Behind them, Right-Hand Man and Earl's Brig, and then Wayward Lad and Von Trapp, Forgive and Forget and Coombs Ditch. The back marker, Castle Andrea. As they jump the second, Dawn Run lands just fractionally in the lead from Run and Skip, little between the two. Then Cybrandian and Observe, and then Earl's Brig, and behind them, Right-Hand Man and Von Trapp and Wayward Lad, and then Forgive and Forget, Coombs Ditch, and finally, Castle Andrea. Quite a run, long run now towards the third, with Dawn Run on the inside of Run and Skip. The mare taking the initiative just marginally as they run downhill now. Observe is in third, Cybrandian 4, 5 is Earl's Brig. Then come Right-Hand Man, Von Trapp, and then Wayward Lad, Forgive and Forget, and Coombs Ditch, and Castle Andrea as they run to the next. Dawn Runner, who Run and Skip hit that, but he got away with it all right. And now running down to the water. The fourth. And Dawn Run, the Little Wonder mare in the lead. Dawn Run from Run and Skip. And all safely over the water. Coming down to the first of the ditches now. Dawn Run, Run and Skip. Then Cybrandian, Observe, and Earl's Brig on the outside. Then Wayward Lad. Behind Wayward Lad is Right-Hand Man. Then Von Trapp, and then Forgive and Forget, Coombs Ditch, and finally Castle Andrea as the mare comes to the next, the sixth, and lands in the lead. And swings left-handed ahead of Run and Skip. Cybrandian's rider's lost his arms. It looks as though his saddle's gone right over on the left of the picture, and he's going to be pulled up. Cybrandian is out of it. Dawn Run lands in the lead, but only marginally this time from Run and Skip. On the right of the picture, just out of picture is Observed. Then Earl's Brig over on the far side, followed by Right-Hand Man as they come to the eighth. Very little between the two leaders there. Castle Andrea having a job to remain in touch as Run and Skip takes it up once again from Dawn Run. Little between the two, though, as they begin to swing downhill towards the ninth. Dawn Run going very well within herself, the mare. Run and Skip on the far side. Earl's Brig came next, and then Right-Hand Man. So they run down to the next. Dawn Run to the right. This is number 10. Run and Skip to the left. Earl's Brig is just in behind them now. And behind Earl's Brig is Right-Hand Man and Observe. Forgive and Forget's got a little bit closer. Von Trapp well in touch. Run and Skip. These white blaze, the near side to us of the mare as they turn into the straight on the first circuit and face up to the fence that'll be the second last on the next circuit. Run and Skip and Dawn Run. Quite a way ahead of the others now, and they're headed now by Wayward Lad, then Earl's Brig, then Von Trapp, then comes Forgive and Forget and Right-Hand Man as they come down to the next. Dawn Run lands in the lead from Run and Skip over the 12th. Wayward Lad jumped at third, and 4 was Von Trapp, and 5 Earl's Brig, and 6 Forgive and Forget. 7 is Coombs Ditch, 8 is Right-Hand Man, and behind them come Observe and Castle Andrea getting out of touch. All standing except Cybrandian, whose saddle went and he had to be pulled up. And Dawn Run in the lead, going very well within herself. Jonjo near had a little peek over his right shoulder there, so Run and Skip, his nearest pursuer. They jumped the 13th. Dawn Run from Run and Skip made a mistake there, got away with it. Same fence as he hit last time. Wayward Lad is third and going well. Von Trapp is next. Forgive and Forget's making ground on the inside, and then comes Earl's Brig as they jump the water. Dawn Run, Run and Skip. She just dropped her hind legs in the water there and lost a little bit of impetus, but she's all right as she comes down to the third of the 4 ditches. On the inside, jumped it very well. And Earlsbrig a faller at that one. Earlsbrig has gone, and it's Run and Skip and Dawn Run at the 16th. From Wayward Lad and Forgive and Forget, right-hand man on the outside of Forgive and Forget. Then comes Von Trapp as they race towards the final ditch, 6 from home. Dawn Run on the inside of Run and Skip. Then comes Wayward Lad, then Forgive and Forget and right-hand man. And hard to see anything else getting into it now. As they race up to the very peak of the hill now. This is 5 from home. Dawn Run on the inside of Run and Skip. Oh, she hit that very hard indeed, but she's got away with it. Run and Skip and Dawn Run as they begin the run downhill now towards the 4th from home. Run and Skip has got the inside berth. The veteran Wayward Lad getting very much closer to them now. Run and Skip, Dawn Run, Wayward Lad, Forgive and Forget. And as they run down now with 3 left to jump. Run and Skip. Von Trapp was a faller at the top of the hill there. Run and Skip lands in the lead from Dawn Run, Wayward Lad and Forgive and Forget. Now there are just 2 fences left to jump in the Gold Cup. And it's Run and Skip. Over on the far side, the mare, Dawn Run. Wayward Lad, the veteran, on the near side. And Forgive and Forget still running very, very strongly indeed. Last year's winner as they approach the second last fence. Run and Skip, Dawn Run, Wayward Lad and Forgive and Forget coming there strongly on the stand side at the second last. Run and Skip, Dawn Run, Wayward Lad, Forgive and Forget still coming there strongly on the near side. Forgive and Forget on the near side now as they come to the final fence. Forgive and Forget is going to jump marginally in the lead from Wayward Lad. Forgive and Forget on the near side, Wayward Lad on the far side. It's Wayward Lad, the veteran, trying to break his Cheltenham hoodoo, being pressed now by Dawn Run in the centre. Forgive and Forget on the near side as they race to the line, and the mare's beginning to get up, and as they come to the line, she's made it. Dawn Run has won it. Dawn Run has won it from Wayward Lad. And Jonjo punches the air as the mare has made tough history here at Cheltenham. She's become the first in history to win the Champion Hurdle and the Gold Cup. The result of the 1986 Gold Cup as Jonjo receives the congratulations of Mark Dwyer and Graham Bradley. First, number 14, Dawn Run, owned by Mrs. Charmian Hill, trained by Paddy Mullins and ridden by Jonjo O'Neill. Second was number 12, Wayward Lad, owned by Mrs. S.N. Thulis, Mr. Les Abbott, and trained by Mrs. Monica Dickinson, ridden by Graham Bradley. Jimmy Duggan congratulating Jonjo there. He's never been more thrilled in his life. And third, last year's winner, number 6, Forgive and Forget, owned by Kilroe and Sons Limited, trained by Jimmy Fitzgerald. You've never heard a reception like this, and ridden by Mark Dwyer. Fourth was number 10, the gallant, long-time disputer with Dawn Run, and upsides her there, number 10, Run and Skip. The stands, everybody on their feet, erupting here at Cheltenham. The biggest prize ever raised for in the Gold Cup. Probably the biggest crowd ever to see it. And the greatest moment in the career, surely, of the great former champion, Jonjo O'Neill. He won the Champion Hurdle honour. Now he's won the Gold Cup honour. And no other horse or mare has ever achieved that remarkable double in jumping history. Yes, he's thrilled. She made a little mistake at the water, lost a little bit of impetus. It can often be disastrous that. She just dropped her hind legs in the water. Then she made a fractional mistake, 5 from home. This will be the greatest reception you'll ever have heard or seen at Cheltenham. as Jonjo comes into the winner's circle, provided he can get through the crowd and get there. A length and 2.5 lengths. That was the verdict. And what a climax to this blue ribbon of steeplechasing. Chasing's Premier Classic. And Jonjo getting a little bit worried on behalf of the mare there. He just felt that she was getting bustled a little bit. But my goodness, she had to face this after the champion hurdle, but, well, something like this, but not really as dense a crowd, as enthusiastic a crowd as are gathered to greet her now. And so she breaths this rise and enters this hallowed circle, the 15-to-8 favorite. Well, I think, as I said after her great victory in the champion hurdle, that Dr. Desmond Morris would have to accept that this mare knows she's won. This is supposed to be a restricted area. You can rest assured that Tony Mullins, the trainer's son, whom Jonjo replaced, will be just as thrilled as anybody. They're great friends, and they were talking in the weighing room beforehand. And Tony will be the first man to congratulate Jonjo on a great job. Well done.
When we've all been crying, and today is another one. The mare looks beat now at this moment, although Jonjo's getting her back up the inside. Wayward Lad is making a run from behind, but Forgive and Forget is cantering in 4th place. Little Run and Skip, he's only half the size of Dawn Run, who's been up there right from the start, still hanging on gallantly. But here comes Wayward Lad, but just look at Forgive and Forget. Jonjo really asks for a big one here. Up, he says, and up she comes, but really has to stretch for it. Forgive and Forget is still looming up. Wayward Lad is still there, and Little Run and Skip just crying enough at the moment. But as they go to the last fence, what price Dawn Run now? Wayward Lad goes on. Forgive and Forget has loomed up on the outside and actually just rises in front. Jonjo and Dawn Run are third, but if ever he does try, it's up this long hill, and where there's a long run in, he's at his best. But doesn't he look beat now? Wayward Lad just drifts across Dawn Run there, but Jonjo gets her balance, heads her for home, and really starts to work now. What a tearful time it must be for Mrs. Dickinson, who's produced this horse, Wayward Lad, spot on, to see him cut down to size. But I'm sure even she will raise her hat to Dawn Run, Jonjo O'Neill, who salutes the crowd there, and Charmian Hill, the owner.
Great moments there. We've seen some marvellous moments in racing in recent years, Red Drums and Alderneaty's Grand National, but I don't think there's ever been a more emotional moment than this. Mrs. Charmian Hills, for whom this horse has been the embodiment of her whole life, really. She who has overcome personal injury and illness, and indeed Dawn Run herself almost died when she was a foal. But
Jonjo, the most fantastic sight we've ever seen at Cheltenham. How do you feel?
It speaks for itself. I think John really was fantastic. His best moment I've ever had in my racing life anyway. Fantastic, really.
But you had some very nasty moments on the way round. You dropped your hind legs in the water and you missed fences. And here we are, the last fence. Wayward lads headed you. Forgive and forget on this side. What are your feelings?
Well, Graham came across today. He was getting tired, and when she sensed he was getting tired, she just put her stuff together and really had a go, you know. She's as game as a pebble, and she stays really well. I don't know what the time was, but I bet it was a fast gallop, you know. It was a really good race, you know.
It must have been a fast.
But she's as game as a pebble. You're on your little beauty.
What about that mistake at the top of the hill? I mean, it looked as though she'd almost gone.
Yeah, she's very clever, John. She always get her leg out, you know. But I was a bit worried at that stage because, you know, we'd gone such a gallop. I was hoping to try and give her a breather, but Steve kept pressing us on the little horse, you know. He's ran a hell of a race, really, and I had to get back there again, you know. She flew the fourth last down the hill, and I was happy then. I could see Brad was coming there nicely all the time, and he came past us, you know, going to the last. I thought we were beaten, you know, but you're never beaten her, you know. She's as game as a pebble, like, and it was a terrific performance.
Well, Jonjo, she gave you a fantastic ride, if I may say so. You gave her a fantastic ride.
Yeah, well, I would like to add to that, John. Tony got a lot of criticism, Tony Mullins, and to be honest with you, he was fantastic. He was the first man to come and congratulate me. And when I went to school, the mare at Punchestown, Tony came up and rode work with me and told me all he could tell me about the mare. Same thing today, we had a good long chat about it before racing. And I would like to give a lot of the credit, if not all the credit, to Tony Mullins for telling me what to do, and the family.
Well done, Jonjo, and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good man.
First, number 14, Dawn Run, 15-8 favourite. Second, number 12, Wayward Lad, 8-1. And third, number 6, Forgive and Forget, 7-2. First, Dawn Run, 15-8 favourite. Second, Wayward Lad, 8-1. And third, Forgive and Forget, 7-2. And the tote dividends there, £2.50 for a win. The places £1.70, £1.70 again, and £1.80. The dual forecast, £12.20. And the computer straight forecast, £16.13.
Well, a wonderful, wonderful race. And one of the more marvellous aspects of it was Wayward Lad, the horse that they said would never win a Gold Cup. But of course, Jonjo O'Neill never lost faith in him. He finished third in the famous 5 year. And Wayward Lad found so much under pressure. Ridden by Graham Bradley this year, and he's now talking to Jonathan Powell.
Well, Graham, it must have been the loneliest feeling in the world to be in front there, halfway up the hill, and then find yourself beaten on the line.
That's right. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Dawn Run for winning. It was fantastic, the mare making history like that. And I don't want to take anything away from her, but I promise you, if Wayward Lad had had a run between the King George at Kempton on Boxing Day and now, he would definitely have won, I promise you. I feel really, really sorry for the horse. He really deserved to win.
Well, here we are, going to the last, Graham. You're in front.
I was going better than any other horse in the race, I promise you, all the way. I've jumped the last, I've gone to win my race, and then all of a sudden he's just blown up. I mean, we got as much work as we could into him at home, but he just missed that one race. And I promise you, he was absolutely legless there.
But you're still in front there, and Dawn Run's coming to you now.
That's right. It was just lacking a race, I promise you. He should have had 2 runs between the King George and here, and he didn't get any. The freeze beat us, really, I promise you.
Well, that's 3 seconds in the Gold Cup, but you have won one on Bregon, but you didn't get a reception quite like Dawn Run and Jonjo have had.
No, it was absolutely fantastic for the mare, honestly. I mean, she got more of a roar when she went onto course when I won it on Bregon. I think it really was fantastic.
Well, Graham, you've got to dash off and ride in this next race. Thank you for talking to us.
Pleasure.
Well, Graham Bradley, what a fine fellow he is, but what an absolute heartbreaker it is to get so close to winning the Gold Cup, the blue ribbon of chasing, and then getting beaten when you feel you must be unbeatable. Well, a marvellous, marvellous race to watch. I can't tell you the atmosphere there was in this box with Bill Smith, and in particular Tommy Stark. Tommy, you must have, it must have been almost as enjoyable as being out there.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and I was in tears after the race, and it's something that you could treasure for life.
There was an occasion, I think, genuinely, that compared to Red Rum's third Grand National. Do you feel that?
Well, yes, I was in tears that day, but I was in a different position. And when they called Dawn Run as the best turned out horse before the race, so was All Red Rum at Aintree in the same day, and my hopes were still there right to the death with him. But it's a tremendous performance for Paddy Mullins. He was quietly confident before the race. He'd said he never had the mare better in his quiet manner, but he's a tremendous trainer, and he's been excellent with this mare right down through the line, and he produced her here.
Not even you got quite the mauling though Jonjo's getting at present, I think. I think you'd have stood up to it, would you?
No, I don't think I would.
You weren't in very good shape at the time.
Not really. But you'd have to give credit to everybody, and Tony Mullins, you know, he wasn't on it today, but he's done a lot for her. He won the French champion hurling, he's got her here. He run every race on over fences until today, and he'll be back again on her sometime.
Well, we felt that the turning point of the race was the water. Dawn Run had been jumping really well until then, but she seemed to drop her hind legs into the water, and that seemed to stop her a bit. Bill?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, she's been jumping very well up until here, and here she just stands off a long way and just leaves her hind legs in the water. And for a few strides afterwards, didn't look that happy with herself, but as we now know, there was nothing wrong with her. Not a very nice mistake to make, though, at that stage.
Well, at the top of the hill, Run and Skip was still in front, and although the mare's ears were pricked here, we just felt that she hadn't been moving, as you say, quite as well as she had before, and there's old Wayward Lad seemingly going much better than her.
Yes, he really picked up going up the hill. I'm sure she must have done something at the water, because she was never really running well inside herself from that point on. But coming down the hill, Jonjo started to push her along, and she's a great mare under pressure, as he found out two years ago in the champion hurl here.
But of the four in front, any four could have won. You'd have said, if anything, she was going, if you hadn't known the horse is concerned, you'd have said she was going least well of the four, wouldn't you?
Well, I always thought she'd stay well. She won the French Champions over an extended 3 miles, so the distance wasn't going to be a problem to her. But I thought Jonjo really excelled coming to the second last. He asked her for a real big one here, and he got a length off the rest of him, which was showing the style and champion jockey that he is, you know.
That's some question. And Forgive and Forget still going well enough here to win, wasn't it?
He came with a great run from coming into the last bend, and he jumps the last just fractionally up ahead maybe of Wayward Lad, and the mare you would thought was beat at the time, but she rallied, and from there home it's
incredible. She's had 2.5 lengths to make up, and she's had to switch.
Yeah.
It is incredible, really. She's so game, she just doesn't know when she's beaten. Poor old Wayward Lad, as Brad said, he's out on his feet here. He's run a marvellous race, and without Dawn Run, everybody would be giving the same cheers to him, but she's battled back, and here she is. She just takes up, now she's won. Jonjo knows he's won. Fantastic performance.
Well, a great moment, and a wonderful way for Jonjo to finish his career if he decides to hang up his boots this year. Tommy, do you think he will?
I don't think he'll finish his career, but I was so impressed with him when I met him this morning when I got here, that he was so cool. He's a great man for the big day, and those big occasions don't worry him. I think he loves them, and he didn't do himself any harm there.
Tommy, many thanks for that. A marvellous occasion, but of course there is another live televised race at the festival meeting. It's the Ritz Club National Hunt Handicap Chase, and the runners and riders for that now come from Peter.